Coronau podcast, motivational podcast. Today I got a very, very special guest. You know what I mean? I actually met my homeboy in Apoyada, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? If you people don't know what Apoyada is, it's like a little Peruvian gathering where people go eat, you know what I'm saying? Support, you know what I mean? Whatever the cost may be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I met the homie, you know what I mean? Shout out to the homie, Arkyve.
What's poppin', my boy?
What's poppin', dog? You know what I'm saying? It's good to see you. You know what I'm saying? Hang out with you, dog. We go way back.
Like I was saying, how about that? Speak on that a little bit, because actually that is how we met, huh? At Apoyada. And you didn't say all the way what Apoyada is, actually. Apoyada is exactly that. It's a gathering where we eat mainly, chicken, whatever, like rotisserie or grilled or however we do it. But the cause of the point of it is to bring, so it's like you paying food for food. Like your family makes food, but you're paying $10, $15 a plate. Because there's a cause behind it. Like last time for this one was for my little cousin. He's locked up. He's seeing life. We're trying to get him a better lawyer, get him out of there. So the Poyala, the cause was to, raise some money so we can get him out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dog. And it was a dope event too. And come to find out, you know what I'm saying, that you did music. You know what I mean? I remember taking you to the whip and showing you some shit that we had going. And you're like, oh shit, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? You do this Peruvian. Yeah. Oh, fuck, man, I support the cause. You know what I mean? And he showed us your music. Yeah. And I was like, oh, shit, it's a rap. You know what I'm saying? We need to do something.
I was so excited to actually meet another group of Peruvian MCs. I feel like I've been the only one for a long time. Like, there's a couple of homies out there that represent, but not on the level to where we're trying to take it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And especially with, with Peru behind us, because we people don't understand Peruvian people in particular, me being a full-blooded Peruvian. I mean, I was born here, but my parents are both Peruvian. And that pride, just runs so deep in us. Like, we're so fucking proud. My girlfriend, she's like, I've never met a more prouder set of people in my fucking life. She's like, first it's the food. Everything's like, have you had the food? Have you had the food? And then we go down from there. But that's something that I think we're not that special to us. I'm sure everybody's proud to be where they're from, but we definitely have that.
We're very special,
very prideful of where we're from.
Exactly. For people that don't know, definitely let them know as far as your background. You know what I'm saying, and how you got into music, bro. How'd you get into this music? And tell people, off the top.
Shit, you know what? I should have pre-thought some of these fucking answers, but I figured I was just gonna shoot.
Yeah, we talked beforehand, and he told me, you know what, I want to come natural. I want to really do this from the heart. So
when it comes to this question, I probably should have thought this one. But you know what? Just to not make it all crazy, you said the first question was what?
What's your background and what got you?
Like
your origin, you know what I'm saying? Where you're coming from, what you represent, and also, you know what I mean, what got you into music? What's the thing that, you know what, I'm going to start doing music now?
Wow. Man, that's a good one. Cheers to that.
Cheers. Cheers, brother.
Well, I'm about to say, off top,
we take it back. We take it to the beginning.
This is some origin shit right here.
You know what I mean?
So straight up origin, like I said, I already said it earlier. My parents are both Peruvian, so we're full blooded, man. I'm all the way. All my uncles, aunties. We got other relatives, obviously through time and marriage, of other races have joined the family, but primarily we are 100% fucking Peruvian. Like, there's no other way around that. You know what I mean? That's always been it. And as far as getting into music, man, I always recount my memory of wanting to be a rapper to one moment in particular. It was literally leaving gym. I was in freshman in high school, West Covina High. I grew up in West Covina too.
Shout out to West Covina and West Covina High.
Yeah. That's where I went. Went to West Covina High. I went to Coronado. Got kicked out of West Covina High eventually, but for being a bad boy.
Troublemaker.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But hey, you know what? That shit, it was my destiny to not be there no longer. I swear that last year I made it till about beginning of junior year, I think the end of sophomore, I can't remember, but ended up getting kicked out selling weed or whatever. But prior to that, where I got the affinity to rhyme, where I got where I caught the bug, where I caught the virus of hip hop was a friend of mine. It was a guy named Derek, man. I shouldn't say a man because he was a kid. We were kids in high school, and this boy was just rhyming in a way I never seen anybody. He was so packed.
It was different.
Yeah, when he would do this thing, he'd be like, I got the faux. When he hit the faux, he did the two hands, like he had one in his hand. You know what I mean? But he would be so animated with the raps, dog. And I'm like, what is this? What is this fool doing, bro? Like, what is? And I just remember just getting mad, fucking goosebumps. Like, what is this shit? I don't, just this feeling I can't even explain. And so I'd follow that motherfucker around from that moment forward. I'm like, dog, I don't know who this kid is, but I'm following him around, bro. Like a little puppy and shit. Yeah, and then so I made myself useful just because I wanted to hear him rap more. I started learning how to beatbox. So just to be around him rhyming, you know, I wanted to like hear him kick more bars, you know what I mean? So yeah, so shout out to my boy Bumblebee. Bumblebee, he's still around, he's still alive doing his thing, teaching people. I don't know if he's still teaching. He should teach his son because he taught me how to beatbox, and that was I do a little one. He used to do this one. Ho, 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 ho. I'm like, you just throw a ho in there? He's like, yeah, dog. I'm like, that's the type of beatboxer he was. So he taught me how to do that. So once I learned a little bit, I would just go follow around Derek until I hear rhymes. And then little by little, it became like a little rhyme posse. So once we got good enough, you know what I mean? Up until that point, I was still going to school at West Covina High, but then I got busted with weed. Yeah. Got kicked out. And then that's really where MC training began, because when I went to Coronado, that's where all the fucking that's where everybody got kicked out and got sent to. You know what I mean? So it was all the bad kids freestyling 24/7 in school. Like there was nothing else being done. It's just rhyming, freestyling. So that was like my hip hop school, you know what I mean? And also I was able to catch up my credit. So I graduated on time and all that. But leaving that senior year in high school, that was when I was still fucking with we had a crew called the Insomniacs. And it was it was like back, that was like my first, that was Cider X.
And that was a rapping crew?
That was a rap crew. No, it was a rapping crew. It was just like 4 dudes, and we took a karaoke machine. You know what I mean? You took one of those tape, the CD tape, you know what I mean? That, like when you put in your car, you plug in with your CD. I don't know how my brother had this knowledge. He was fucking a year younger than me, but he was able to splice wires with the RCA to plug in the back of an old modem, dog. So we were able to take the shit from a karaoke directly onto a computer, onto a program called Cakewalk. It was like pre-Pro Tools, my boy. So all that shit, so we were able to digitize what we created, and it was that one take style, like. You do your verse and you're passing your mic to the next guy as you're like, oh, but my last verse is I'm doing this with my last verse, and your last word you're trying to stretch, you know, you pass it to the homie so he can get. And if one person fucked up, had us restart the whole song over.
Oh wow!
We did a whole album of that. That was I don't even know where that's at, bro. I got to find that somewhere. But that was like 12, 13 songs, and all karaoke shit. And that was the introduction. And my whole point of doing that album was finishing it before high school ended. Like my whole thing was I wanted everybody to leave high school. I remember that kid, Manuel Baca. He fucking had an album in high school. Like he was doing that. That's how confident, and that's how much I wanted to do it forever. You know, that's how confident I was in hip hop, of my success in hip hop and my ability to continue to be in hip hop forever. Because I was like, man, I want this to be a memory for everybody that went to school with me. I remember that fool.
Yeah, that's hard, dog.
So I was conscious of that. So that was it, and dropped that, you know, we did that. And then that was the beginning of what it was for me, the beginning of Chamber Records. Now, Chamber Records is like my crew and shit, so like my label crew.
So when you started, so you started that in high school, you know what I mean? Obviously, you evolved, you know what I mean? Your sound evolved. So from high school to now, not to now, but, you know, maybe in the middle of it. Matter of fact, how long have you been doing music? How long have you been doing this?
Let's do some math. So I'm 36. I'll be 37 in March. My first album came out.
You're a young man, by the way.
18.
Very young man.
Thank you, sir.
You know what I mean?
I was 18. But yeah, about 18 years, my boy. So just pure dedication as far as my spirit.
Your craft.
And my craft, my love, my wanting to be better at rhyming. You know, that hasn't gone away.
Okay, so from the beginning to now, how has your sound changed from the beginning till now? How has your sound developed from the beginning to now? Because I know you switched it up.
100%.
And you always switch it up.
I always do.
You're very unique with your sound. You're very dope with your sound.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? And also, we had a little freestyle at your house, at his apartment. You know what I mean? When I barely met Arkyve, you know what I'm saying? We were always united by music. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, first it was because of the pollada, but then after it was united by music, and he was so dope. I know you had your producer that day, or somebody that did music with you that day.
That's my brother, and so we started Chamber Records together. Spock, my brother, he's a producer. He's the one that did, like I said, he's the one that was able to splice the fucking tape to the cord to like an auxiliary.
What?
He snipped the end. He snipped the auxiliary end and took the RCA in the yellow and red, splice these motherfuckers and throw them into like an old tower. Like we had like an old fucking computer tower that we would use. So we started Chamber together. So he's not just my producer. He's pretty much the crew's producer. You know, for the moment at the time. After a while, you know, more producers came in the mix. Yeah. So there was more than one. But for the most part, he's like the OG producer of the crew. And he was the one that, you know, originally started making the beats for us as we evolved and grew bigger and bigger over time. You know?
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like, you know what I mean, once you go through certain things in life, you know what I'm saying, your style changes and this and that, you know what I mean? How has your style changed?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. You know what, man? There's just things that I think ultimately at the end of the day, and I'm going to be dead honest about this, that I think it comes down to my voice, honestly. Like in the ways I've used my voice. I went so many ways. I was real nasally when I was like, yeah, arkyve, yeah. I used to be really, yeah, you know what I mean? Like I used to have a real nasally style back in the day. I used to think that was cool. It wasn't like no ripping off, no Be Real. I wasn't even really, I like Cypress Hill, don't get me wrong, but like that fool was not like my fucking mentor or like somebody I looked toward like a dope rap style. I like what he does. I like the music they make. But I think, and being a Latino rapper, I used to have a band as well called Blunt Funk, and people used to say we sound like Rage Against the Machine, and I get it. Some of the sounds were, but I think I would get accused of being sounding like that. I'm like, is it because we're both Latino rappers? Is that what it is, motherfucker? Like, we kind of have that same pitch to our voice, or what? So, through my music style, I've tried over years to just find different ways to use my voice, find different ways to apply my style. I think that's how I've sort of fluctuated with it. Right now, I'm back into like, what do I do with my shit? You know, because I've always, it should be easy. I mean, I don't know what kind of artists, you know, different types of artists, but for me as an artist, I like having the option to deciding which route I want to go with my style, with my voice.
What inspired your style? What inspired that? With that sound that you have now?
100%.
Because you do something totally different. You're hip hop,
yeah.
But you do something totally different. You're unique with your sound.
Thank you, bro. I had to say 100%, just like underground hip hop in general, and then all the artists that I loved growing up, like
which is who?
Artists like Eli from Living Legends.
Wow.
Artists like you know, who are my favorite? I remember I was a big Eli fan growing up, but I love. Oh, how about Quasar from Rhyme Fighters? Shout out to my boy.
Wow.
Who else? I mean, all the Project Blowed people, AC Alone, Rifleman, Abstract Rude, all the guys that I actually have a relationship now. I'm lucky enough to have a relationship today. But
wow,
those artists, without a doubt, were my fucking rap heroes. Like those, like Deltron. We almost got a drink with that. It was called something 3030.
Yeah.
Something Tron.
Haze-tron.
And I was like, that's not. Is it Haze-tron? And in the Tron, in the O, it had the 3 little hieroglyphic, you know, like the logo. And I was like, that's not what I think it is, right? He's like, yep, that's Haze-tron 3030. I'm like, wow, that's insane. He's one of my favorite rappers growing up. And just that's any rapper, bro, that is just intelligent and skillful, bro. That's my shit. If I can learn something from you, shout out to the Grouch, shout out to, Living Legends in general, Hyro, Visionaries, everybody. I'm a big underground hip hop head. You know, I fuck with all different genres. You know what's funny? My dad was like, when the fuck is the money coming in? You know, when are you gonna, you know, because I've been rapping for 18 years. You know, he's like, you should be fucking Daddy Yankee by now. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Yeah. And I had to tell him straight up, I'm like, Dad, if I wanted to be rich from music, I would have chose a different genre. Like I could rap in I could rap in Spanish. I could speak in Spanish. I could rap in Spanish. You know what I mean? That's not where my passion is. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, underground hip hop is not the most lucrative genre. That's just the fucking truth. You know what I mean? And it's all from the heart. You know what I mean?
100%.
It's like jazz. Like it's some of the best shit on the planet, but it's fucking the least paid. You know what I mean? And it sucks, but that's where all the origins of good shit comes from.
100%.
And so that's where I derive from. That's where I get inspired from. These motherfuckers, these type of artists, are they the most known motherfuckers? Are they Daddy Yankees and Bad Bunnies? No, probably not. Maybe to some people. And that's also outlook as well. Like, I get it. They got, hey, who doesn't fucking want $1 trillion in the bank? You know what I mean? Hey, bro, it makes your life easier. But at the same time, if
that's not what we do,
if that's not what your heart is and everything, if I wanted to just rap for money and all that, I'd be a different type of rapper. Mm-hmm. But that's not why I joined hip hop. I joined hip hop truly selfishly for me, bro. I love hip hop too much to start doing it for somebody else just to make a little bit of money.
100%.
And I want to make money. Don't get me wrong. Shit, shoot the deals. Let's do this. But if it means having to, I don't want to say sell my soul, but having
switch up
things I don't believe in, switch up for things I don't believe in. I ain't with that, bro. Because I ain't gonna make it anyway. You know what I mean? Why even do it? Why even put myself in that situation? I'm setting myself to fail, and I'm a man that derives from passion. If I'm not passionate about it, I can't fuck with it. And that's bottom line for me.
So okay, so now going to the very beginning, you know what I'm saying, we're getting to know your formula, your style, you know what I'm saying, what you're doing now, and also what people would want to know is what's your favorite, you know what I mean, EP or album that you created, and also talk about your favorite song that you created and that you want people to listen to.
Wow. Well, I think the best political answer is my last album is my favorite one. Because I want motherfuckers to go download it. It's on iTunes. It's on everywhere, every listening platform. It's called Metal Mouth Memoirs. Check it out. It needs some love.
And it's on in what platforms?
It's on everything. iTunes.
What is it called again?
It's called M Metal Mouth Memoirs. So Metal Mouth Memoirs. Mouth spelled MOUF. And just look for arkyve, ARKYVE, Metal Mouth Memoirs. I have a bunch of music on there too, like endless amount of features. So if you want to I'm in the process right now of updating all my old albums. Because I've had people hit me up like, where do I find that old song? I'm like, man, none of that shit's even on the new platforms.
Wow.
I haven't updated the old music. I haven't felt like I needed or like I wanted to, but now I feel like I should.
Yeah. Well, you have, yeah.
It's my catalog. You know
100%.
What I mean? My boy Rockham talked me out of that shit. Shout out to Rockham, but he was like, bro, stop fucking putting old music on your shit, dog. Make it as an inspiration to fill up your empty space with new music. And I'm like, I feel that. But then again, there's old shit that motherfuckers want to hear. So.
100%.
So it is what it is, you know.
So, okay. So out of that Metal Mouth Memoirs, what is your favorite song? And what was the most, the one you remember creating and it stuck to you like, damn, this took a while to create, or this was the easiest track to create?
Oh, okay. For that, I have two answers. Because the easiest and favorite, I would say, would be Algorithm. I think it's number 2 or 3 on the song.
Which you have a video for?
Yes, that's the video I have where I'm, yes, I love that song. That one just a show banger.
Check it out. It's cool. It's a dope song, by the way, guys.
Thank you, bro. That one, any show, throw that motherfucker on, it gets people's attention. I like that song because of what it does for my set. As far as like the most hardest song to write was when I just showed you was the most. It was kind of like my ode to hip hop. Like all these years I've done it, and I still love hip hop the most. I mean, I've been through hella girlfriends, but my one bitch that stayed with me is hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's not for nothing. Shout out to my girl now. Shout out to Vanessa. She loves me very much, and I love her very much as well. But no, it is what it is. Like as far as music goes, that's always gonna be there for me. And if you're truly passionate, my boy, it ain't gonna go nowhere. You're gonna find ways to leave her. She'll come back to you. That's for me. I'm like, can I keep doing this for 18 years? You think about doing other things, but then the moment you turn your back, it comes right back to you. And if it's truly meant for you, if it's not, I'm sure you can walk away. But if it's truly meant for you, you're stuck with this bitch.
Yeah,
you know
dog.
What I mean? Whether you like it or not, dog.
You know what I'm saying? Music is one of those things, dog, that, you know what I mean, grows in the soul, grows in our veins, you know what I'm saying? And I know for a fact that arkyve is a super musical dude, you know what I mean? I've been to his crib. This guy's surrounded by music, listening to music, creating music. He has his own little studio, too, in his house.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Which we've done a little, you know what I mean, two or three tracks.
We gotta get back in there, by the way.
No, we will, most definitely. I got something for you, too.
Oh, okay.
And for people that haven't seen my boy perform, you know what I mean, I had the privilege to actually, you know what I mean, invite my homie to a couple performances that I had recently. I think it was last year or something like that. Over there at NoHo, you know what I mean, I had the opportunity to see him perform not only once but multiple times, you know what I mean, even if in his own city where he's a motherfucking celebrity, people know him all over the place, you know what I mean. When I went with him, when he took me with him, people were like, oh, arkyve, can you come jump and do some music, hey, come to the stage. It was crazy and it was dope because I seen him perform there. That was the first time, you know what I mean. For people that haven't seen your performance live, what could they expect? How can you explain your performance for people that haven't seen you live and people that want to see you live? You know what I'm saying? How can you go about that?
I just say this much. I take my performances very serious, like very fucking serious. Like I talk about exercise, preparation, meditation, execution, all that shit.
Wow.
Like I leave a piece of myself up there every time. That's my task. That's my goal, is to leave my soul up there. Like to the point where I get off a stage, you can still see like a purple soul up there kind of floating around until it disappears. That's so much energy I left on that damn stage. So it's fucking, and I don't want to make it like, oh, so it's so hard for the next motherfucker to come up. It's not even about that. It's just a matter. I just can't wait. I swear I look forward to it so much prior to, I fucking can't wait to get up there, and I can't wait to just fucking express, you know what I mean? And just get at everything I've been working on, just get it out of me, dog. And it kind of accumulates to one big pop, one big performance, you know what I mean? And that's kind of my style. My style is that of a kettle that's been fucking boiling for weeks. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And it's time for that motherfucker to hit, you know what I mean? For that boiling point to reach, and that always reaches on stage for me.
Yeah. Now, something I definitely want to ask you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going off the motivational route. You know what I mean? What motivates you to this day to keep creating music? You know what I mean? You told me that you've been doing this for 18 years now. You know what I mean? Year after year after year after year. What keeps motivating you to keep doing this thing called hip-hop music? You know what I mean? To keep going. For people that actually want to give up now, I want them to get inspired. You know what I'm saying? And I bring dope artists to this shit in order for them to actually get inspired. So I ask you this question like I ask many artists. What keeps you inspired to this day to keep doing this?
Okay. There's a lot of ways I would want to answer this question because I want to make sure I get my point across correctly. But
correct.
My point is this. I think ultimately, for me specifically, there's like a tick. There's like I don't know how to say it. Like a ticking, a fucking adrenaline, like a weird, like some weird juices moving around in my body. I don't know what it is. Some adrenaline that I get when I wake up that gets me excited and ramped the fuck up hard. I don't know what it is. It gets me like just motivated to keep pushing the level and pushing myself as far as music and work and everything that I'm doing. At the end of the day, though, that feeling isn't always there. You know what I mean? It's like that motivational feeling. It's like if you wait around for that fucking feeling, you might be waiting around for a long time.
Yeah.
So there's times where you have to push yourself, whether you like to or not. You know what I mean? And it's like I find that the days that I don't want to write, but I say, you know what? What are you a bitch? Get up and write, dog. You know what I mean? Or what are you, a lackluster artist? Get up and write something. And I had to force myself, I'm like, whatever. And I find those sessions are actually the most productive. The ones that I don't want. It's like going to the gym when you don't want to go. You go, you're kicking yourself like, I don't want to be here. But you start lifting, you start running, you start breaking that sweat, and all of a sudden the juices start flowing in you. You're like, you know what? I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to fucking be here. And it builds a whole new platform of motivation for yourself. And if you're able to use that, you could I don't want to say trick yourself, but you could use that trick to motivate yourself all the time.
Has there ever been a time where you say, you know what, fuck this, I don't want to do this anymore? Have you ever had that feeling? Like many artists have.
Yeah.
Many MCs have. I've had that feeling.
Of course.
Have you had ever that feeling? And how did you break out of it?
Yes, of course. I'd be lying if I said I had it. Of course, dog. You know what? Like I said, if you're truly meant for it, it will find you again. And you know what?
It's true.
You know
that's
what
100% true.
You know what I mean? It's almost like that. If you let her go and she meant to, I mean, it's kind of similar, but in a sense, this is where I get my confidence about this from. Shout out to my friend Mike and Nine. Okay, he told me this a long time ago. He said, arkyve. He called me Kyve. He'd be like, Kyve. He's like, sometimes you have to be willing to walk away with no. I'm paraphrasing as well. I forgot the exact words he said, but basically what I understood from it is you have to be willing to walk away at any time, with no feeling. Not feeling no way about it. You know what I mean? You have to be, and if you really want it, you'll feel that come back to you. But don't worry about it. If you feel like you have to move on. Let music catch up to you. You know, and sometimes it be that way. Sometimes it's all about timing and balances and shit. Like you might not, honestly, not every day you wake up, you're in a fucking mentality to write a fucking classic, dog. Sometimes it's business style. Sometimes it's shit. I need to get my shit online. I need to get my whatever residuals. Every day you wake up with a different mind. You know what I mean? I feel, I've noticed because I've tried to rely on that. I've tried to rely on a mentality, and I wake up and I don't got it. And I'm like, what the fuck happened to that shit? I was driven yesterday, realize that shit ain't gonna be there every day. Sometimes it's like a breezy. You wake up, bitch ain't there. Where does bitch go?
Hey, she took a cab.
Yeah, no, yeah, she left my ass high and dry, my boy. Why when I was getting ready for round 2? You know what I mean? And so that's how you feel too. You're like, damn, I was getting ready to finish this song, and this morning I don't got that same motivation. So unlike that situation with the girl, you can't get her back. Hip hop is different. You can get it back. Just sit there and give it the time it deserves. Also, I'll say this, even though I don't think you asked me this, but I feel like I'm just reading this book called The War of Art. If you not The Art of War. Art of War is by Sun Tzu. The War of Art is by Stephen Pressfield.
Are you a big reader?
Not a big reader, but I'm trying to get back into reading. I was reading every now and then. It's like a habit you gotta have, but you get out of. You just you stop reading. Yeah,
me too.
You pick up a book, it feels good, and you fucking all of a sudden you stop reading.
Yeah.
So but this book right here, dog, is such a kick in the ass, my boy. I highly recommend it to any
What is it called? And who's
it's called The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield.
I'm gonna read it.
Oh my god, bro, it's such a kick in. It's just such a what's so funny? The open monologue. It talks about Hitler. It basically derives all the reason you don't ever work, the reason you don't record, the reason you don't go rap, the reason you're scared of freestyle, the reason it's called resistance. Okay, the R word. So it's a big motherfucker called resistance. Now resistance is a little voice that tells you don't gotta go record that. You don't gotta go do that podcast, dog. What are you talking about? It's the easiest way to talk yourself out of doing something you know you should be doing. You know what I mean? And the problem with it is the resistance is a comforting voice. So it feels like you're right. Maybe I should. You could easily talk yourself into not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So it helps you identify that resistance. Like, oh, there's that bitch right there creeping. So whenever you feel that, oh, I don't want to write, you're like, oh, there he is. There's resistance showing up right on time, telling me not to do my job. There's that little bitch ass feeling. There's that little bitch right there, acting like a bitch like he always is, trying to tell me not to do my damn job, tell me not to do what I'm supposed to do. So that book helps you just point it out, bro. And I was saying it had a monologue open about Hitler. It said Hitler, before he became a dictator, was an artist. He went to some school in what is that place called? Not Russia, but the other one, Prague or some shit. Anyway, he went to school. He had a fucking degree. He was a good artist, but it said even for a man like Hitler, staring at a blank canvas without creation, it was easier to start World War I than it was to fucking face that blank canvas.
Wow.
That's how much that shit is to some people. That pressure of having to create, and it shouldn't be meant that way. Creation should come out of you, should flow out of you. But sometimes natural. Sometimes people put it on their backs like that, and it turns you into a fucking monster, and not in the best way. Sometimes, like a Hitler. You know what I mean? So I mean, I'm talking about a lot of things right now, but I'm saying mainly is that the pressure of having to be creative every day sometimes is too much for motherfuckers to bear.
Yes.
And we better start a war than it is to go sit there and create something new.
You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of that comes out of a person's mind. I feel like a lot of that, you know what I mean, is self-inflicted. 100. You know what I mean? Through our own minds and thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So 100. I feel like when you have pressure or when you have worry, that's inflicted within yourself, within your own mind. Because, you know what I mean, I read a book also that I recommend. It's called Mind Hacking. And then within that book, it tells you, you know what I mean, how to control your thoughts. Ooh. and how to be able to switch your thoughts from a negative thought into a positive thought, you know what I mean, and how to work that way. And I feel like that's helped me a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have that. Yeah. Where you know what I mean, you take on the negative and then you sleep with the negative. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And that shit will poison your body, man. It's like anything, any fucking thing that shouldn't be in you any longer. You know, as far as like when it comes to being creative and all that shit, I always say, you know, just put in the work. Because what is an artist? And this is what you know what an artist is to me? Mm-hmm. Artist is a motherfucker that purposely makes time to make art. That's an artist. You sit there, if you say, you know what, I'm gonna sit here for 4 hours today. Is it gonna be good? I don't know. Is it gonna be fucking the best shit? I don't know. But am I gonna sit there for 4 hours and give my all? That I can promise you. And whatever comes out of that, guess what, motherfucker? You're making art. Yeah. You're an artist now. Yeah. You know what I mean? And if you keep that up, it becomes your catalog of what you've done over your years. You know what I mean?
Talking about artists and talking about the creative process, what is your creative process to writing music? What is your creative process when you sit down and how do you write lyrics? How do you write raps?
My technique just changed as of recent, and this is the best way. I'm glad you asked me this because I want to be able to document.
I'm asking everything.
Ask away, my boy.
I'm asking everything.
Ask away. Check it. So my new thing is fucking being able to describe a topic. Like I look back at the shit I wrote back in the day, and it's like fucking the most like off the wall shit. Like nothing connects. It's all fucking random words and shit. I'm like, oh my god, I was just trying to rhyme so badly that I didn't even care to make a point. I just wanted to rhyme, And so now I really take that process personal now. Now I go, okay, I'm gonna say something now, motherfucker. Arkyve, you're too old not to say nothing. You know what I mean? You gotta say something. You know what I mean? And it's like I've said things in my career, but now I want to make it a point to describe my experiences. Use my experiences to tell my story, bro. I need to start talking about the things that really matter to me. And now I found my way. This is my formula of doing so.
Yeah.
So before, like I said, I didn't have this formula, and now thanks to these SBRC rap battles and everything, and thank you, Abstract Rude, for that phone call. My boy called me, and he dug it into me, like how important I need to take this and how important I need to take my songwriting. And the point is this: you can rhyme about anything. You can rhyme about a bunch of shit. Like I'm looking at this thing in front of me. It has a bunch of names on it. I see Graveyard, Monster Card Zone, Deck Zone. No matter what it is, spell and trap card. If I want to talk about fucking spells and traps, I'm gonna talk about spells and traps. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna make that point. I was not doing that. I wasn't giving enough respect to my topics, I think. And so now I want to make a point. I want to make a point about Peru. I want to make a point about the state of the U.S. right now. I want to make a fucking state about police, a point about police brutality, about anything it is I want to make a point about. Now, I write at the top. I say police fucking brutality. That's what I'm gonna write about. Then I write as much until I empty my brain, as much shit as I know about that topic, police brutality, whatever it is. I'll talk about until I know no longer. Then I'll up the ante and go do some fucking research and just Google shit, police brutality, see what comes up. Usually 3 or 4 options. Read it. And if I find, I'm like, oh, sometimes I find some good shit in there. I'm like, ooh, this is some good angle right here. Add it. Now, when it's time to write my 16, this shit writes itself. Why? Because I have all my fucking notes right here. I have everything I need to make. All I have to do is put the bars together. It's just tying my shoes after that point. Because if you really want to be an effective rhymer, figure out what it is you want to say first, dog. Once you figure that shit out, you could say it. You could take it anywhere you want. But if you don't know what you're gonna say, you don't even know what you're saying. Why are you picking up the mic? And I've done that for so many years. I just wanted to talk, rhyme, whatever, speak my points. But if there's no points to be made, what are you really doing?
Yeah, and you know what? That's very, very important for people to know. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to actually write shit down that, that makes sense.
Shit that matters to people.
Shit that matters, dog. You know what I mean?
Dog. Let's be real. Shit that matters.
You know what I'm saying?
MCs can rhyme about themselves all day and how they flossing and how they're doper than everybody. But did I learn something from what the fuck you just spit to me? Like, other than me knowing you're an egomaniac? You know what I mean? Like, there's like, that's what I don't get out of these MCs. That's what I'm saying. That's why I only listen to like intelligent type rhymers, because I know they're putting their thoughts on the process of their thoughts are being real. They're taking it serious. You know what I mean? And I enjoy that dictation, that way of thinking.
Yeah, a lot of people know that you're different. Your style is different. But what makes you different from other artists in the industry? What makes you different? What do you think makes you different from other artists in the industry?
I'm Peruvian American, baby.
Woo!
Not too many of us out there.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
That alone makes me separate. But other than that, I think, you know what, man? I think there's so many outlooks when it comes to being a Latino MC.
Shout out to all the Latinos MCs,
to all the Latinos
man.
out there. If you got music passion, go do it, papa. And mama too. I know there's a lot of mamas out there.
Oh yeah, shout out to the women too.
Yeah, the women doing their damn thing, making noise out there for the world to hear. And my thing is this, man. I am Peruvian MC and all that, and I've been through different styles of hip hop, and I know that for the Latino MC, I think a cop out. I think it's so easy for it to be like this, like Chicano, like like fucking car show type rapper. Like nothing wrong with those type of MCs, but I feel like Latino MCs deserves more respect than just being labeled a fucking car show rapper or like those type of MCs. Like we deserve to be amongst the best motherfuckers to do it.
100%.
The best rhymers, whether you're black or white or whatever. Eminem and who else? And Snoop and all them, they get the best rappers in the world, right? I didn't hear not one damn Latino in that motherfucker. Mind you, there's not many.
The only Latino that I've heard within that mix was Big Pun.
I was about to say that right now. I would say,
you know what I mean?
Big Pun. And after that, though, had nobody caught up to kind of put us in that level, in that realm with them.
Like real high? I don't know.
Yeah, how long is that going to go?
Fat Joe?
There's no way.
Well, he's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean.
MC been around for a minute.
Yeah, no, respect to my guy and all that, even though he got booed at the Project Blue. That's a whole different story. But but respect to his success and all that. But as far as like the most elite MCs to touch the fucking mic, we don't get that respect quite yet. And I think we haven't reached that yet because it has to be done. It still has to be done. I think we're there. I think we're close. I think there's a lot of motherfuckers that I can't even think of one Latino MC right now that's close to being like the GOAT.
Fuck, who? Nobody.
No, really nobody.
Nobody, dog.
Yeah,
Who comes to mind?
For real. I hate to answer that question, bro. I told myself I wish we had an answer right away, but we don't, and that kind of explains the state. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Now coming to that, now talking about music, you know what I mean? We really haven't talked about collaborations.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If you had the opportunity to collaborate with any artist that you ever wanted to collaborate with, you know what I mean? We're not going to just name one. We're going to give you the top three.
Top three.
Right? Top three artists that you would love to collaborate with. This is the time, maybe if they, you know what I mean, watching today, you know what I mean? It could be, you know what I mean, the most famous to the most, you know what I mean, underground.
Whoa.
Name your top three artists that you would love to collaborate.
The one that came first to mind, because I think we just make the dopest song. I think me and Mos Def.
Wow. That would be incredible.
A banger.
That would be incredible.
I think we would make a banger. I think
that would be incredible, dog.
I love Mos Def style. I love his songwriting.
Wow.
I love what he does.
I definitely, from hearing arkyve's music and knowing his sound, that would be dope.
And then
dope as fuck.
Two more. You know what? Who I really, man, bar to bar though, it'd be hard to rap with this guy because he's so good. I like him a lot, but I like his sound a lot. It's actually Action Bronson. I don't know if you ever.
Wow, yeah, Action, of course.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, he's out there. I know.
Action Bronson.
OG. I love.
OG Chef. Huh?
No, I don't know what to say. I love OG Ghostface Killer, and I know he gets compared to him a lot, but if you hear. I just love his production level and how he uses food in his rap so much.
Yeah,
I love he's like with the black octopus fucking pasta.
I love that
fried
shit.
calamari shit.
I copied a little bit. I got a little inspiration from Action Bronson.
I've heard a lot more of that. Exactly. I've heard a lot of food raps. Shout out to my boy Melatayon that's in the crew. He was one of the first ones to ever use food in rap. He's talking about, I got avocado on the toast and all that. I was like, oh shit. I was like, okay, I fuck with that. So that's why I like him. I like how he brought food into hip hop because it's very similar. You know, hip hop is flavor.
Has anybody done that?
Yeah, I don't know. Not like him. Not like where I can say, you know what, he uses exquisite foods and shit.
Yeah,
you know
Action Bronson is that nigga. Is that dude, bro?
And he knows, dude. He's shit. Like he knows his.
Yeah, he's a chef. He's a real chef.
He knows that. He knows the culinary menus. So he be using that fire shit for bars. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. So that's two. Damn, three, dog. Three has to be a fucking crazy one. It's alive, right?
Any alive?
Dead or alive?
Top dead or alive, dog.
Man, you didn't say dead or alive.
Yeah, dead or alive.
Shit, bro. A song? Probably Bob Marley, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. Marley or Hendrix.
Wow.
And we just
I can see it too.
Just to fuck with them. Just
all the names that you name?
Their energy. You know, just to see their process. More than anything, I want to work with them just to peep game, just to ear hustle a little bit. Just be like, what does this fool do? How does he get started? How does Jimi Hendrix get prepared for a song? How did Bob Marley fucking do before he starts writing bars? What the fuck does that fool do? You know what I mean? Does he smoke? Does he meditate? Does he fuck a bitch? You know what I mean? Like, what does my man's do? You know what I mean?
All right, so for people that don't know, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, everybody has a certain way of making music, right? But when you go to the studio,
yes,
you know what I mean? A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, proclaim, hey, you know what? I freestyle. You know what I mean? They talking about Jay-Z freestyle, Biggie freestyle.
Weezy.
You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of these do freestyle, but from what I've heard, is a lot of people actually would rehearse a lot of their music beforehand, right?
Yeah,
and go to the studio already ready.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Is that the way you go about it? Or do you like to go to the studio with a pen and pad and start from the beginning? Or do you go ready? How do you go about when you're in the studio?
I go ready. I don't believe in writing in the studio, bro.
Yeah, me too.
If you're writing in the studio, you're wasting time,
yes.
homie. You didn't do your homework.
Exactly. You're not going ready. And the producer hates you for that. Remember that.
Yeah. And you wasted his time. He's sitting back there playing with his thumbs. You waiting for you to get your bars, and then now you're under pressure. Now you're trying to write in the studio, trying to come up with some fly shit. Like, come on, dog, come in prepared. I personally, bro, let me be real with you. My true process recording albums is pre-recorded at my house in my home studio, like you said. Record it, memorize it until I got it in my shit. Take it to the big studio. No pen, no pad. Close eyes, all feeling, all lyrics, all feeling. Dim the light. Let's do this. I don't got no book, nothing. Every bar I know, every word I know, every everything is ready to go. I'm not wasting no fucking time, and that's how I do it.
That's the best way to do it, dog. The best way to do it is to go ready. For all these dudes that are out there thinking that you're going to go to the studio and, you know what I mean, take and fucking slacking and going to create it. Nah, you have to go ready. You have to go prepared. You know what I mean? And you know, Arkyve is definitely an example. I'm an example. Any artist that's professional, is in a high level, will tell you, go ready. You know what I'm saying? Now, another thing that I'm going to ask you, you know what I mean? You know, obviously, you have done some visuals. Yes, you know what I mean? We want to touch base on that. You know what I mean? For people that don't know about your visuals, what last 3 visuals have you done, and what was your favorite visual that you've done?
Okay, first and foremost, but like as of last year, just started my new YouTube page, which is Arkyve Music. Go check me out. Show me some love, because that page needs help. You know what I mean?
Arkyve Music,
if y'all fuck with me, please. Look, listen. One of the most important songs that I've ever done. And it just happened this year. It feels like last year already, but it happened this year. Was a collaboration I did for the album I'm working on right now currently, with my my mentor, LA Cool, my friends, Destruct, Beyond, and rest in peace, Gaja, and was so insane. I know you didn't ask me this, man, but I have to speak on it because I don't even know if you know what to ask me.
You know what's crazy, that you actually did drop a video, and I did know that one of your homeboys actually did pass. You know what I mean? RIP to the homie.
And 2 of them that were, so my other boy, I'm sorry to cut you off, but my boy that rhymed with me on it, my boy Gaja from Acid Rain, Project Blowed. Everybody, you know, if you know what's up with the underground, you know about these men. But Gaja, he rapped on the song with me. But what's crazy was that for the video day of the shoot, my boy Deucer, MC Deucer, rest in peace as well, he was blowing me up. It's so funny because Cool was like, dog, why is this with Deucer? You know, I don't want to put this out there. Like, why is this guy calling me 100 times in a row? What is this kid's problem? And I was telling him, like, bro, he's in town. He wants to show us like some shit around to shoot. Like, he got spots. He knows locations. So I was like, man, all right. So he came out of nowhere and just dropped in with his skateboard. And he's all up in that video. And crazy enough, in that video, 2 of my friends passed away this year, man. 2 of my friends that were in there, and I'm all cried out, man. So I swear else I'd probably go right now. But man, I miss those motherfuckers so much, man. I miss Deucer, I miss Gaja so much. But what the crazy part is that we were able to be in the studio, and not just that, but and also spend a day in LA together. Like, what was our last friend gathering? Our last gathering together. You know, our last outing as homies. And fuck, man, it's just like one of those things. Like, man, you cherish it.
Unbelievable.
You cherish that moment we were together, and then you think back like, how
life is short, people. You know what I mean? Life is short, dog.
Fuck, bro, and it's just still fucks with me, dog. And I don't know what it was, and I don't know what it is. I mean, you know, with health problems and stuff, but I don't know why it happened the way it did, and it's all we have left now. It's just this video, and with both of them on it, you know. And so that to me is like, I don't even know what we're lucky to have it captured, you know. So if you guys want to see it, man, you know, check it out. I highly recommend it. It's Gaja's last verse that he wrote.
What's the name of the track and where people can find it?
It's called Lost in the Arkyve, after my name, and I didn't name the song, by the way. LA Cool did. So yeah. But it's called Lost in the Arkyve, and it's on my YouTube channel. Just go Lost in the Arkyve. Look up any of these guys: LA Cool, Destruct, Gaja, Beyond, and they should come up there on the feature. And we have a beautiful video shot by my boy Panda. Respect to my boy Panda, and yeah, man. I mean, I really don't know. I'm so lost out of words about all that shit that's happened.
Yeah, I mean, RIP to them. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's a loss. You know what I mean? When that happened, I see my boy Arkyve. You know what I mean? He was feeling pretty down. But at the end of the day, what do you want to leave the people with as far as them? You know what I mean? I know they have a legacy. You know what I mean? And you, since you're the homie, I know you speak through them. So what do you want to let the people know about them?
Wow, what an honor. I mean, without being too long-winded, off top, I'm thinking about Deucer's funny ass. And Deucer was just the funniest motherfucker ever. So silly, so funny. You know, he was a perfect combination of a tough dude that would whoop your ass and then make you laugh at the same time. My boy had hands, dog. My boy had hands. Rest in peace, Deuce, man.
Yeah.
My boy, he done ping pong pow with a couple people I seen. And he just got, and you know, Deucer, rest in peace, my boy, but you be skating up there. And for as far as Gaja goes, what a highly talented intellectual MC. I mean, you don't find him as smart as Gaja anymore. I don't think they'll ever be as good as an MC, as opposed to like the OGs that already exist, like Mike and I and them. Of our era, I'm crying out too shit, by the way. Of our era, I don't think you'll find a better MC than Gaja.
Wow.
One of the best to pick up the mic, dog. Like,
wow.
So good. Like, just seriously, like, unmatched as far as like skills do. And we're gonna miss him so fucking much, man. We're gonna honor him though.
R.I.P. You know, most definitely here. We're honoring him right now, and you know what I mean? He will definitely, his name will definitely carry on. And his legacy will definitely carry on. You know what I mean?
See, that's one thing that people don't understand about underground.
There's architects.
These are the architects of the scene. Guys like Abstract Rude, AC Alone, LA Cool, all the OGs of Project Bloat. People don't even know that's how far it goes back, because if you don't know, you haven't done your homework. You don't know enough about hip hop. If you don't know about that,
especially out here,
you know exactly. If you're gonna be a player, or you're gonna be somebody that cannot be fucked with, you have to know your fucking roots, dog. If you cannot excel without, you have no foundation, dog. Look, you can be really good and skillful. I've seen a lot of fools that are like hella talent, hella skillful, but no foundation. And they don't even know, they don't know where to go. They don't know if they're going to go up or down, or because they don't have no base. And
I'm so sorry to cut you off, dog. Just you talking about that, I got kind of excited.
Yeah.
And I just remembered that you had a performance outside of LA, right? So, okay, how does it feel to come outside of LA and perform in another state, another how does that feel, dog? How do people respond to you? Because you just did that, right?
Yes, I went to Utah.
There you go.
Yeah. I did a show in Utah.
How was that, bro?
Man.
How was that?
Honestly, man, I can't. I got to say this. For any MC that is LA and does a bunch of shows in LA and always around the same people, do yourself a favor, dog. Do some homework online. There's plenty of MCs all over the states, okay? Do your homework. Find some other rappers you can connect with and link it up.
This is gems.
Do the favor.
Gems.
Do the favor thing. This is gems right here, all right? For any MC coming up that wants to get out of like LA and once you want to start traveling MC, okay, my boy, this is what you do. You go up, you start doing your homework on other level MCs that are close to your level, okay? When you find them, you reach out to these people. You go, hey, check it out. It's reaching from LA. I see you. You think a motherfucker from Oregon or Utah is like, what? The motherfucker from LA see me? You know what I mean? It's you know. It's like they get excited as well as they should be. So they're like, all right, what's poppin'? How can we help? You go, well, what you doing up there? I see you got shows up there, player, all the time in Oregon. I see your timeline. You got 3 shows this week. Whatever. Okay, shoot the promoter. Let me talk to your boy. You know what I mean? So boom, boom, boom. Get your shit booked. Okay, will it come out of your pocket the first few times? Of course. But if you believe in yourself, and you know you can leave all you're doing, my boy, at the end of the day is you're planting seeds, okay? You're Johnny Appleseed MC. Mm-hmm. You go and you leave a bunch of fucking seeds. You go, you perform your dick off, or if you're a girl, you perform your clit off. You go, you do your fucking best. You put your best foot forward. You perform as best as you can. You shake as many hands as you can. You make as many friends as you can in the city once you get there. And you keep building. And you do that, and you do that, and you do that until you can stitch together a tour. And then you know you move. I've performed a bunch of places individually. I have yet to do that tour.
Besides Utah, but
yeah. I performed in Indiana. I performed in Chicago. I performed in
Peru.
In Peru.
Yeah.
I went on tour. Actually, I went on tour in Peru, papi.
What?
Yeah, dog. I did 6 shows. Well, 2 of them got canceled, so 4. Yeah. En el centro,
wow.
Sonki, en el centro. So check it. We call this.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
bro.
yeah, bro. I gotta bring up the old flyer. Oh, you know why? Because it was on my old Instagram that got deleted. By the way, follow me on Instagram. I got my shit got deleted. All my fucking followers.
Him on Instagram.
I had over 10K followers, and my shit dropped me back down. Now I'm a loser boy with no followers. I need y'all to hurry up and get back with your boy.
What is your Instagram?
Arkyve Original. Arkyve, ARKYVE Original. Arkyve.
I'll make sure I promote that as well.
Yeah, no, my boy.
I will.
Performing in Peru. What you know about that?
What?
You know about that?
How was that?
Wow, man. I'm ready to start with
outside the country.
Outside the country. And that was shout out to my boy. What the fuck? Oh my god. Slow Track. My bad. Shout out to my boy Slow Track. Slow Track. He's a sick ass Peruvian MC. One of the dopest. And the reason we even had a tour was because my boy Pedro Beats. Okay, he makes mad beats in Peru. He's actually at the universities in Peru teaching kids how to make beats in Peru. How about that?
How dope is that?
How dope is that? He teaches a class, homie, in Peru on teaches fools how to write bars and teaches fools how to make beats. It's a workshop in el colegio en Peru, en el centro de Peru. So he has Sonki. Talk about that's big ups. And so he's followed us. We follow him, and it was just like, hey, come out. We would love to have you. Got some shows lined up. Let's do a little tour. Let's do it. You know, in this case, I'll be honest with you. I had to pay. Did we get a couple of little things for the shows? Yeah, but my ticket, I had to go up there. You know what I mean?
100%.
You know what I mean? The people in Peru, unless you're a big promoter, don't really have money to fly you out there like that. Especially if you're doing underground hip hop. But if you show up and if you do your job, you leave with infinite amount of fans. I still have people fucking hit me up from those tours, dog. Like on that one tour. It just took one. You know, and it just show up, dog. Show up. We gave, you know what, too? We gave away a gang of shit. Like, shout out to my boy Matthew Elias. He was signed to Caviar Gold Records at the time. Caviar Gold, the weed, had a little record. They had a little stint of music for a little while. My boy was signed to them. They gave us a little budget. So thanks to them, they gave us a little bit of money so we can go to Peru so we could have some money to spend for the tour. And the most important thing they did, though, they gave us gold-plated, they were aluminum or whatever, cheap shit, but they were gold-plated dog tags. We got Caviar Gold. We had like fucking 500, dog. In Peru, bro, that's like fucking gold. Like, yeah. Everyone was like, bro, you know, we were getting, oh my God, should I even tell the story? Dog, okay, I got a story for you.
Yeah, tell me the story, dog.
Oh my God, in Peru, oh my God. So check this out.
This guy's going international.
This is an international story right here for you.
International story, dog.
Check this out. True story. So I start by saying this. I love you, Peru, and I haven't had better, but I'm sorry, but you guys' weed is fucking trash. Oh my God. I mean, fuck, bro. I know there's probably some good shit in the Amazon.
That's why a lot of Peruvians that have come out here recently, they like the shit out here in Cali, you know what I'm saying?
The weed sucks. So, and that's if you can even find it, too. It's hard to even find it. You have to go
to the hood.
Yeah, you really do.
You know how it is.
You really do.
Your dad's from the hood, so.
Absolutely. So that's where I had to go.
Yeah.
Exactly. Shout out to Chiclayo, Chimbote, todos esos sitios. Shout out to my boys from La Vicky. La Rica Vicky, La Victoria.
La Victoria, Surquillo, all that.
La Rica Vicky, all that. So, we're like have a couple days prior to the shows, and so we're kicking it. I'm doing the family thing, but we still have some time. So we're like, fuck it, let's record, dog. Let's get this popping. We get a wild hair up our ass. Me and the homie Matthew last. We go, you know what? Let's do an EP. Fuck it. Fuck it. You know what I mean? We'll be like, dog, we left Peru with the EP. You know what I mean?
That's hard.
Recorded in Peru.
You did a video out there in Peru.
We did that video.
I remember that.
Yeah, we did that video.
Shit.
Yes, sir. So we get that wild hair up our ass. We're like, let's do it. I'm like, you know what? We got time. We're pretty quick in the studio. At that time, I could write a little faster even than today. I was faster then. And so I said, let's do this. So what do we do? I literally get on the Google. I go, hey Siri, fucking studio near me in Lima, Peru, mind you. Oh no, I'm not in Lima. I'm in San Miguel. I'm near
by the beach, dog. You in the. You know what I'm saying?
My auntie lives right there. I'm lucky enough to have a family that's got some money. So my dad's side ain't money. My mom's side. So my mom side got a little money, and so they live in Lima and Miraflores, and then my auntie lives in, which is the nicer places in Peru.
Yeah, Miraflores, Lima. You know
Miraflores is like their Beverly Hills type of deal.
Yeah,
so it's like the nicer areas, and then my dad's like super fucking hood, like the Comptons and the Inglewoods and all that good shit. So anyway, long story short, I'm in San Miguel, and we're like, damn, studio, let's get in the lab. Studio near me, fucking. Not even like 2 blocks away.
That's crazy.
I'm like, there's no way we can walk there, dog. On the way. I don't know if you guys know about Peru. In Peru, it's famous. We call them huecos. Huecos is like a hole in the walls, right? So these are places that people live in their homes. They hollow out their fucking living rooms and put tables there, and Auntie's making fucking seco. Auntie's making ají de gallina. Auntie's making, and my tia negra, by the way. My tia negra is making fucking fire-ass Peruvian food. All 9 soles. We call it 9 soles, dog. And 9 soles in Peru is like $3.75 in American money. So the money for
you're living large.
Yes, bro. Your money, your $20 duplicates to almost $60 in Peru. Okay, that's spending money.
Yes.
Okay, that's fun shit. So when your fucking money triples and it's fucking and it's currency, dog, trust me, it's good time. It's like cha-ching.
Yes.
So we go to the studio, make friends with everyone. It's like fucking. They're like, they were like, you could tell they were like hadn't got hit up in a while. So the homie right off the top, he's like, how long you went to the studio? I was like, a couple of days. He's like, how about this? I'll rent that motherfucker out for a week. It's yours. I'll give you the key.
Wow.
To shoot me a couple bones. We don't got shit. No one's doing shit here.
Wow.
I said, shoot me the key, and you can come in anytime you want, 24/7.
That's dope as fuck.
24/7. I said, cool. Where's the weed at? He's like, cool. Let me hit the homie up. Like, yeah. We're like, dog, get that shit. I'm tired. Everyone's buying ounces and shit. And we're like, fucking, we got so much money. You know what I mean? Not so much money, but more than we came with. You know what I mean? You come with 1,000, you got 3. You come with 800, whatever. You know, do the math. So we got all kinds of weed, right? So that happens. We're in the studio, boom, 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 puffing. Now we're puffing blunts. Oh, it's another thing. It's a whole other story. But finding blunts in Peru is a funny story too. So, but anyway, okay. So let me short this motherfucker up. So we got all the weed. Everyone's got weed. That night we're recording. We're in the studio. We're puffing. That night we have a show to go out tonight. That night in El Centro. And El Centro is the center of Lima, Peru, which is like where our downtown would be. But like in Peru, there's like statues and dope fucking like government built. Like it's like our Rome, like our small little Rome that we have. It's like weird. It's like a big platform with waterfall, like this bar. Yeah, just a park. It's just like a place. Like it's a center of Peru. Okay, it's buzzing. It's a lot of people, lights, cars. It's fucking cracking. It's like as cracking as any life you could imagine. You know. So before we leave the house, though, I'm in the studio and I make a decision. I'm staring at this swag bag, like this fucking giant swag bag of like fucking shitty weed, right? And I'm like, oh man, okay, I want to roll some blunts tonight, but I don't know how many. And so I'm like, fuck it. I just take this giant bag of weed and throw it in my backpack. I said, fuck it, whatever. Throw it in my backpack. Let's go hit it. Let's get out. And in Peru, it's all taxi style. You go out, it's like taxi. It's like New York. We call it los taxistas, and there's different types of taxis out there. So I mean, but we wanted a big one. Boom, boom. We get in this one car. The guy looks a little sketchy, but everyone in Peru, for the most part, looks kind of sketchy. Like if there's street people, they're kind of sketchy because they got some intentions. You know what I mean? They're criminales.
Criminales.
Yeah. So we go, and so we jump in this fucking guy's car, and we end up going like, thank God, Matthew Elias notices. He goes, bro, we've been to the center a couple of times. I don't ever remember going this way. And I go, I'm buzzing. I'm having a good time. We're going to do a show. You know, I'm not even tripping. I'm like, nah, we should be okay. We start ending up, he's like, nah, fool. I'm pretty positive, dog, we didn't go this way. And I'm like, I know, but this other way. And so he's feeling some way. We turn around and we go into this little area, right, where it's like a fucking, like a closed apartment. Like it's like there's like gates. And you can tell they're getting ready to close them. And so this motherfucker goes to them. We're like, where are you going, bro? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm taking you to the back way. It's faster this way. It avoids traffic. And we're like, okay. So as we're passing the gates, there's military police. Like Peru has like the same thing as Mexico. Like fucking motherfuckers with AK-47s on the back of Jeeps in fatigues. You know what I mean? Wearing mad military shit, right? So I'm like, all right, fucking, we pass this military thing, this military post, okay, whatever. He goes around, he notices the gate, so he wants to go, it's closed. He's like, He's like, boom, I'm out of here. I'm saying, and I'm like, what the fuck? Everything okay? You have to turn around again and go back around the whole building, go back around again past the post again. This is the second time we're doing this. We're going, and fucking all of a sudden, dog, I look behind us. It was like a movie, dog. There's 5 fucking Jeeps with Peruvian fucking military men hanging off the sides with AK-47s, like hanging off the sides, dog, fucking gunning for us, bro. And I'm like, oh, I think to myself in that moment, I have an ounce in my backpack.
Fuck.
Off top, I'm like, oh hell no, dog. Locked up abroad. I'm like, there went the fucking tour. I'm like, there went the tour, dog. I'm going to jail. Like I'm in trouble. So I'm like, holy fuck. And straight up, dog, it's like a movie, dog. The car's parked up. You hear the squeaky brakes, they park, and like a movie, fucking, this motherfucker's feet comes out like military. Like they plant on the ground. He gets up, and it's like, and then they turn this way. And he walks towards me, starts marching towards me. And it's like this fucking tall, like what you would call military, typical military motherfucker, right? I'm like, oh hell no, this was gonna send my ass to jail, dog. He calls us all out, and then the search ensues. As we're sitting down and we're sitting on the curb, all the military men holding AK-47s are youngsters. It looks like their fatigues barely fit on them, bro. Damn. They're young, they're chibolos. Son chibolos. And one of the homies goes, hey, because we told him, like, hey, bro, we're on tour. We don't want no trouble. We don't even know what's going on. We're artists. You know, all this shit. And so fucking, then the chibolo goes, after the military, the main guy, he walks through searching the car. Then the homies go, psh, psh. I'm like, what? He's like, psh. I'm like, what's up? He's like, is it true you guys are rappers? You're like, yeah. He's like, what's the flow? I'm like, my brother goes, fuck it. He starts beatboxing, bro. I put on a fucking show, bro. All the homies like, ah! They're going off on it, dog. To the point where then the military man walks back. They're like, you know, it's like a movie. They fix their shit and they get back in line, like, you know what I mean? They hold their rifles up and shit. And he goes, hey, whose backpack is this? Of course, he pulls my backpack out with the ounce in it. No, and no one else, everyone else is scared, and I'm the one that speaks the best Spanish. So I go, you know what? I gotta do this. I go, sir, it's mine. You know, it's mío. It's mío. He goes, ven pa acá.
Yo, you know, that's a dope story, dog. You know what I mean? My boy's a very international dude. You know what I'm saying? They're cutting it short right now. The dude already, you know what I mean? It's already time. But the thing is, right now,
we might have to have a part 2.
No, we are gonna have we actually are gonna have a part 2. We will have a part 2.
Yeah, we will.
And you know what I mean? People that know, we will have a part 2 because we need to. Because this archive story is very long. Not only that, this guy's been an artist, remember, for 18 years. Yeah. You know what I mean? He hasn't been doing this shit for 5, 6, 10 years. Nah, this nigga's been in the game for 18 years. So you got to respect the longevity of this man and what he's done for the game and what he continues to do for the game. And not only for the game, for himself as a human being, you know what I'm saying? For believing in himself, the most important part, you know what I'm saying? So what do you want to leave the people with? I want you to give people a little bit of motivation, a little bit of, you know what I mean, yourself. Like you said, you know, you leave a little bit of yourself on the stage. I want you to leave a little bit of yourself on this podcast. You got it. And I want you to tell people what they should look for when it comes to your projects, your music, you, and what they should look forward to. And just I want you to give a little motivational inspiration speech. Let's go.
Okay, check this. I'll say it to this like this. Very simple because I know we got to get out of here. So I'll make it simple to you like this. Any artists out there, okay, don't doubt yourself. There's no doubt in this game. Fuck doubt. Doubt doesn't help you. Work. Put in a little bit of time. Don't worry about being the best every time you pick up a pen. Don't worry about being the best every time you make a beat. Sit down and do some work. Just do some work. You'll be surprised at what comes out of it. And even if nothing creative or what you think is the best you've ever made comes out of it in that moment, I promise you, if you put the time in, time will reward you, okay? It will reward you. You will have what you need. Pretty soon you'll have what you need to make a song, to write a bar, to write a verse, to record, whatever it is you need to do. Don't worry about the faith. Don't worry about the belief, the what do you call that? The inspiration and all that shit. Those things happen, but they're not. You can't rely on them. They're not consistent. They're not consistent feelings you could get. You don't wake. You can't buy a pill for inspiration. You can't. Motherfuckers will be sold out. You know what I mean? So my point is this: just spend. What's an artist? It's a person that that makes the time to make art.
Yes.
Spend some time making art and you'll be okay. And that's it.
Coronau podcast, motivational podcast. I want to say thank you to my boy Arkyve for coming through.
Thank you for having
me. What I mean?
me.
We're gonna have to do a part 2.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you to my boy MC1 behind the camera. You know what I'm saying?